to another episode of the Miracle Marketing Podcast, where we bring you interviews from celebrity guests and hot topics. I am your host, Brandon Adams. Today, my co-host, super producer Big Perion's not available to be on today. But if you would like to be a guest on the show, hit the subscribe button and send us an email to amiraclepodcast@gmail. On today, we have a very special guest on the show, Miss Zakkiyyah. She's going to tell you a little bit about her industry and some upcoming events that she has going on. So without further ado, welcome to the show, Miss Zakkiyyah. Did I pronounce your name right?
Almost. You tried really hard. You did good. You did
Okay,
an
tell me
A
how I
effort.
pronounce it.
It's Zakia.
Okay,
So
Zakkiyyah?
just like if you think of the store IKEA, put a Z in front of it.
Okay, Zakkiyyah. Okay,
Zakia.
all right. Well,
That's
welcome
it.
to the show. How's it going
Thank
this
you.
morning?
I'm excellent. Thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here. I always love to, participate in other podcasts since I have my own podcast. I like being on the other end to see
There
how
you
that
go.
feels. It's
There
a
you
little
go.
different. I'm still getting used to it.
Okay. Well, you have a lot of things going on, and here in the Las Vegas area, you have some nonprofit organizations, and you have an upcoming event, and you did some big things during the Super Bowl. So why don't you tell us about how your events during the Super Bowl came about?
It's all about timing, being in the right place at the right time, and being that I've branded myself everybody's favorite community affairs person. I'm just always out in the community looking to see what's going on, being a part of it, just being very knowledgeable and in the scene. And I happened to meet the CEO for the Super Bowl breakfast. The Super Bowl breakfast it happens every year during Super Bowl for the last 30 plus years, almost close to 40 years. And he brought me in to serve on the board because they were here in Las Vegas and they were missing a component, a community component. And because that is what I specialize in, as well as you, I was appointed the person that would put together a youth component for the Super Bowl breakfast. So that allowed me to be able to bring in close to 200 underserved youth here in our community to attend the Super Bowl breakfast. But in addition to them actually being there in a room full of who's, in the sports world and other areas, there was a legacy reception that I also produced, which allowed them to have a space, an intimate space after the actual breakfast to engage firsthand with former players, current players, icons like Tony Dungy, the Steelers head coach, just different people. And just to be in that room is very different for our underserved youth here in Las Vegas. It's not an opportunity that they always have access to. So I was happy to be able to bring those children into the room. It was really exciting for them. It was a great experience.
Okay. Okay. So are you a big football fan, or is that just something that just kind of came about, or how did that?
Um, Another fun thing that I get to do is I'm also the community affairs director for the NFL alumni chapter here in Las Vegas.
Okay.
So that's another way that I'm tied into the community. And yes, I do love football to watch it. If I had to say I have a team, I'm from New Jersey. So of course the Giants are my favorite. However, living here in Las Vegas, the Raiders have certainly grown on me. And that Raider spirit is just, it's really intense. It's really
Okay.
intense to be here and experience it firsthand. It's awesome. So yeah, I'm turning into a little Raiders woman.
Okay. Where's your Jersey accent? I don't hear it. You lost it already?
No, I did not lose it. You know what? People tell me she comes out every now and then. You
Okay.
get me excited. Certain words, it comes out.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right. We had a former NFL player that lives here in Vegas on the show, Mike Pritchard. Do you know him?
I don't know Mike Pritchard. No, I don't
Yeah.
know a Mike Pritchard.
Okay, yeah, he's a former NFL player. He was actually our second guest when the podcast first launched. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you may
We
know
we
him.
have a lot of players here, believe it or not. Most people don't even know that there's like close to 300 former players
Mhm,
that live right here in the city. And
mhm,
one of the other cool things about Las Vegas is you can see all of these, they're just amongst us, right? It's
mhm,
not like in most places, New York or LA, where celebrities have like their own lane.
mhm,
They're just people here, and
mhm.
we come in contact with them all the time, and you wouldn't even know. Half the time, they wear helmets. So it's hard to even tell who's who when you do see them in person and they don't actually look like you think they look on the television. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very true. So tell us a little bit more about your organization and what made you decide to start your foundation.
So my foundation is These Legacy. And what really prompted me is really just being a part of the community and just seeing the myth. Uh, the biggest push was doing the Super Bowl breakfast, seeing how many events there were, because we had so many amazing things going on, but very few of those involved our youth, the ones that can't actually afford to buy $150 tickets or, these expensive passes. They live here and they kind of watch all of the things that go on here in Las Vegas from the television as if they
Mhm,
don't actually live here. And
mhm,
I just was like, they need to experience this.
mhm,
Um, our reality is based on the things that we can, see firsthand, right? And experience it. If we haven't experienced it, it's not, easy to relate or visualize yourself in that space. So it was my thought, I have these connections, right? I know how to get in these spaces. I work with a lot of um, people in the sports industry, entertainment, all of the genres, and it's easily accessible, like I just said. Why not leverage my contacts, my resources, and make it beneficial to those that don't necessarily have, that access? I
mhm,
have children of my own and they get to experience these things. And I know it's life changing for them. So I imagine that children that don't have this access or don't have me as a parent, to bring light or shed light on these things, they're missing out.
mhm,
And I feel like it really damages their morale, as far as life, the quality of life that they're looking forward to having. Um, I think there's a huge lack in just the idea of hope
mhm,
for them, because they don't have these arenas to be in, or they see it, but they don't see it as being for them. So my goal and my purpose is to provide these spaces and opportunities and high level situations where they can really visualize and see themselves in those environments and understand that this is for you, you know, and let me show you how you can be a part of this. So one of the other cool things that I did for the legacy reception after the Super Bowl breakfast was brought in other activations from local businesses in relation to esports, right? So Valhalla was there, Complete Gamer, the city of Las Vegas. I had them come in and they did a whole exhibition of actually the transition of esports from where we started with like Atari, right? And the Rock'em Sock'em robots all the way up to like PS5s and what that progression looked like. As a parent, I have
mhm,
children and they love video gaming.
mhm.
And
My
then,
kids do too. Mhm,
right? And because I come from a generation where, you go outside and you don't come back in the house or you stay in the house, right? You
right.
found something to do and it was very imaginative and out in the world. But my children wanted to stay in the house and I'm like, get off the game.
Mhm,
Nothing good is going to come from that game. And I've learned in time that that game is actually really beneficial to them. It builds up so many qualities that they are actually going to need, especially based off of the direction that we're headed in life, right? And with us being in a gaming industry, Las Vegas, everything is built on that e technology, and gaming prepares them for that. and it does expand their imagination. It helps them think outside of the box because when you only have a controller to move something on a screen, there's a lot of critical thinking that goes into that. So there's so many different levels and components in ways that esports plays into our children. I figure, it's easier to highlight the things that they already love and enjoy and create learning around that intentional experiences to
Mhm.
help them, better engage, to want to be engaged, and really think about education in a different way. If they felt like they could pursue a career in something that they love doing, as far as gaming, then maybe they might be more interested in, going ahead and getting a high school diploma. You don't actually need a degree to work in gaming, right? There's everything from the behind the scenes with music, artistry, um, character development, plots, storylines. And I don't think that our children are even understanding what it is that they're doing. So
Mhm.
I really just wanted to put that in place and put that out there and provide them some spaces where they could better develop those qualities. Valhalla has a program, especially during the summer, where they can go to camp. And actually, one of the partners from Valhalla is Brandon Parker, who played for the Raiders, right? He was just transferred to 49ers. So
Mhm.
he's local to the city, and he was actually at that event as well. So things like that is what my focus and intention is. I just want to be more intentional with our youth, more so than just, oh, you got to go to school. I feel like if you help them understand the purpose and what can actually come from them acquiring this education or picking a field that they want to be in, they're more likely to do that, especially when they see people that look like them in those spaces and know that it's a reality for them.
Very true.
Yeah.
For children that want to, is there a certain age limit that you work with, and how would they, want to be, if that's something that they want to get into the gaming industry, how would they, is there a certain age limit, or how would they connect with you to get into that?
Right. So, me specifically, events and things that I produce
Mhm.
generally is for 11 to 24-year olds because that is where we have the huge miss as far as education. Our primary grades are pretty decent, right? But once we transition into middle school, it's a huge drop off, right? There's no
Mhm.
motivation. So that is what I personally focus on. However, because I am connected to so many different organizations, there's a ton of programs. And, it's as simple as reaching out to me, and I foster relationships so that when people do come to me, I know where to send them, right? I know who's out here doing the work because they're out here doing the work with me. So people can certainly reach out to me and I can point them in the direction that is best suited for them. And that would be based off of the information that they give me in regards to what it is that they want to do.
My co-host has just joined us, Big Perry on. Big Perry on, we have Miss Zakia on. She's telling us
Hello.
about her industry that she works with, a lot of foundations for the youth in the gaming industry and sports industry, and different breakfasts and organizations that she puts on. So a lot of good information she's feeding us.
Dope, dope,
Hello.
dope, dope. How you doing?
I'm excellent. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Can't complain.
I know that's right. Nobody wants to hear it anyway, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You
You must have had a
complain, but
late
nobody
studio, you
cares.
had a late studio session.
Man, doing some of everything. I was doing some a children's book, so I was up
Nice.
late last night
I knew you
doing
was
some
doing
graphics.
I knew you was doing something. I told her, I said he either producing, had a late studio session or something.
He
Yeah.
did.
I'm glad you joined us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No
Yes,
problem.
thank you for making the time.
Yes, man. Thank you for making the time. We appreciate you for being
Absolutely.
on the show.
No, I appreciate you guys reaching out and even asking. I love to get the word out about what I'm doing and what's going on in our community. people, they look at Las Vegas and think we don't have a community. There's not real people that live there, or we live on the strip. And there's so much more to us than the strip. You see the lights and that's what you're attracted to, like a moth. But if you venture off the strip, which that's where I focus a lot of my work, off the strip, there's so much going on and so much to be a part of, and be involved in. So this is a great place.
So let me ask you, I know you produce a lot of events here and, work with a lot of the, different athletes and things here and gamers. Are you ever looking to do it in other cities?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
What are some of the cities you plan on focusing on? Is it something close by or?
You know what? I'm not opposed to any city, any place that I can go and insert some value and be impactful. I'm here for it. I'm from New Jersey, so of course that is the easiest transition for me, but I've lived some of everywhere. And like I said, I'm not opposed to going anywhere. I will certainly be at the Super Bowl in New Orleans doing some things there. It is my goal and intention. That's what this fundraiser coming up is about, to be able to have some youth attend the Super Bowl breakfast again this year. So yeah, anything is possible.
Okay. Big Perion's in Atlanta, so Perion, you got some connections
Oh,
for him in the ATL?
listen,
I sure do. I could put some things together.
listen, I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
All right. So tell us about your upcoming event that will be happening and how can people be a part of it, get tickets, support, everything.
Yes, so Caviar Cartel is presenting my inaugural fundraiser for Z's Legacy, which again supports the youth. It is a pop-up dining experience that is going to be put on by Chef Sprizzi. It is an Italian restaurant, and he's an Italian, amazing, amazing chef. He has cooked for some of everybody, so he's finally opening up his first restaurant. It is Blue Diamond and Rainbow area, brand new. And when I say brand new, like they're like literally putting the fixtures in the building as we speak. So my event is actually going to be the first thing that they host there. Um, it's a 5-course dining experience. There's going to be live music, an amazing host. I have some auction items. You can find the ticket on Eventbrite uh, under Caviar Cartel, and it'll say Z's Legacy Experience. Or you can just go to my social media, ZS Legacy LV, and follow the link there. So those are two different ways that you can find and be a part of that.
What
100%.
what date and time
Oh,
is the event?
right. I just said that like you already knew, right? It is April 24th at 6:30 p.m. until, so yeah, it's a Wednesday. And I'm
Okay.
really looking forward to it, really excited about it.
Okay.
Are you going to be there? Are you
I will,
coming?
I will try to be there. I can't promise, but I definitely want to come and support in any
Oh,
way. And, we'll definitely be promoting the event. So even if I'm not able to make it, we'll be supporting by promoting the event for you.
I
Um,
appreciate that. Thank you.
definitely doing that, but I will definitely, do my best to try and come out to the event. Perion, you have any question?
Well, I don't know what you've asked already, but what got you started into this field?
She kind of covered that, but real quick, something that I know you will be interested in, because I know
Uh,
you, Ms. Zakia, can you go back to telling him about the gaming and the industry with the gaming? I know because that's his field. He's into, graphics and all that kind of stuff. So I know he'll like to hear about more of that.
Yeah, sure. So I partner with a few agencies here, the City of Las Vegas, Complete Gamer, Valhalla, HyperX. Those were some of the activations I had set up or the legacy reception, which is the reception from the Super Bowl breakfast. And what happened was the youth had an opportunity to come in and just see the evolution of gaming from as far back as like Atari and, different things like that into the transition of where we're at now. But just to get a better understanding of what it is exactly that they're doing. For them, they're enjoying themselves, occupying their time playing games, but they don't understand how that translates into a career, right? A real future for them. And it doesn't require a degree. So that was something that I wanted to highlight and just show them that it's possible to do things outside of the traditional college education and still be very successful in that, because there are so many behind the scenes things as it relates to gaming, graphics, music, just different storylines, and they can really use their imagination. And I feel like, they play these games and nobody tells them about the connection to it. And I feel like it's not being told mostly in underserved areas because we don't know. Myself as a parent, I had no idea that when my child was playing these games, how it was helping to develop their mind, their creativity, their understanding. My oldest son is 27 years old and he's a graphic designer, right? So he's self-taught how to do 3D art. Like, he bought the things, he invested in himself and wanted to elevate, and he's phenomenal right now. Like, it's amazing to me as a parent. I'm like, what even, made you think to want to do that? But the thought came from playing these games and trying to figure it out. So the critical thinking skills part is definitely in there. And I just feel like they need opportunities to be able to expand upon that information that they have, because they have it, but they don't know what they can do with it. And nobody's telling them how valuable that information is that they have and how to apply it for them to be successful in life. So my goal is to just open up those doors, and provide opportunities and spaces and high level spaces where they can see the value in themselves by seeing what they can actually do and understanding that, and just being able to be great at whatever it is they want.
That's his alley.
Yes.
He's the graphics and music producer, so that's all him.
I got a company I work with that was trying to get into gaming. They were trying to create a network. They were trying to do it locally, and then they wanted to expand where they open it up to other gamers and other people from other states and stuff. So that's very dope. And I've seen a lot of artists, musical artists that are into it. Like, there's an artist by the name of T Grizzly from out of Detroit, and he's made millions off of online gaming, and not him alone, but there's been other artists that have gotten into it too.
Right.
As far as what you do you help? Do you have avenues for people who are interested in creating the games that we play?
I do. I do. So Complete Gamer is who I work with directly. That is my personal contact, but he connects me in all of the different avenues that I need to be in. So yeah, I definitely have access to that. We also set up different activations here in the city that we can bring youth out to and participate in that way. Beats and Books, are you familiar with them? Because I believe they're based in Atlanta.
Say it again.
Beats and Books.
No, I haven't heard of them yet.
So they actually came out here for Super Bowl, and they were another activation that I had, and they were able to come in and help show the children how to create a beat, a track, right? That make for their game. So there's a lot of different ways. Yeah. I know when they told me about it, I was like, oh my goodness, that is so cool. And yes, I want them to be a part of this, and I want my children to have this experience. So, like I said, they're based in Atlanta, but I know that the city of Las Vegas and Complete Gamer, they're setting up some things for the summer here for our children to be a part of that.
Wow. And they consider stuff like that, investments like that, especially when um, kids or even adults get into producing for games and stuff. They call that mailbox money. Like that's the
And that's
royalties
exactly
that you
what
get
it
off
is.
games
And
like
it
that
keeps
forever.
coming. It
Yes.
definitely keeps coming. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not.
that is so awesome. And I have a cousin who's a music producer, and he has a curriculum, a school, and a
Mhm.
curriculum that he's put out called Bridge the Gap. His name is Ko. He's a music producer. He's produced for Ti, um,
Okay.
uh, just everybody, Rick Ross, uh,
Mhm.
Lil Kim, Mary J. Blige, just a whole host of different people. But he has a curriculum where he's incorporated music into education, and I know I would like to put y'all together too, because that would be a great idea for him to incorporate the youth that he's dealing with into
Mhm.
the gaming aspect. And
Absolutely.
as far as looking at it as a career choice, because
Right.
I know a lot of parents don't look at their kids as um, look at creating games and being a professional gamer as a career choice, but it's growing. The whole world is becoming more digital, so it is an avenue and an arena
It is. It's
for
a
you.
wide open lane that any and everybody can be a part of. And it should not be, blanketed by race or gender. Like, it's open to all of us. Even me being, the age that I am, it's an avenue that I can still access and still be successful in it. So why not let our youth have that if that's something that they're into and it's gonna, make them better, productive members of society? I don't see the fault in that. So yeah, I'm 100% behind that. I can't say that I've always been that way, but I'm definitely there now. And again, that just comes with education and experience, just learning and being a part of that environment. The first time I saw my son earn like $300 in like less than an hour playing a game, it was like, are you serious?
That's a
Like,
deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did they even pay you for? Like, how did you? And he was like maybe 17, 18 at the time. I'm like, I don't even, I still don't know how it happened, but it happened,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know? So I'm not mad at that. We also have here the Hip Hop Entrepreneur Program, and that is by Robert Strouder. Are you, either of you familiar with him?
No,
Man,
I'm
we
not.
tell you that.
I do more of, my background is more PR and marketing. So I know
Okay.
the people nationwide and work with a lot of entertainers and people, athletes and things of that nature as far as handling their PR and marketing, but I have not
Mhm.
run across him.
He is a phenomenal human being. He grew up in Donna Street projects here. Are you familiar with Donna Street?
I'm not from here. I'm from LA
Oh,
originally. I'm from Los Angeles.
okay.
I've been here a little over 5 years now.
Okay. Well, Donna Street projects was heavily gang infested, like all of the things that are the things that were like nobody wants to be a part of. He came from that. And he has just given back tremendously. And he wasn't always this person, right? He was a part of all of those things that I'm speaking of, but he saw the value in uplifting his community. And he has done that. He just recently, within the last 3 years, won Teacher of the Year. He just put a community center back in the Donna Street project. He always does a huge Christmas giveaway, like just different things. And his hip hoppreneur program is where he teaches children about DJing, engineering, musical things that is going to elevate them and get them out of the projects, things that they can look forward to and encourage, and just very supportive. So I think he would be an amazing guest, but he's really, really great with these children and giving back and just developing ways to engage them. And I feel like that's what we just need to see more of. You know, we get stuck on the archaic ways of learning and say, well, that's not the way it's supposed to be done. Says who? Everything doesn't work for everybody. The reason why I got into education is because I have 6 children. My son, who is the 5th, he's an exceptional learner. I didn't even know what an exceptional learner was, you know? It just means that he learns different, but we all learn different. And none of us should be subjected to one way of doing something. So that is why it's so important for me to make sure that every child is being reached at the level they're at and being supported with what they need, not what we as a society deem necessary for them. Because what's important for us or what we think is the right thing is not what's right for them.
Well, we're
Have
running
you
short of.
decided?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we're running short of time, so I wanted to make sure you plug where people can follow you. You know, reach out. The parents can reach out
Right.
to you for their children, and more about your event. And then Perry on, we gonna get right to your question.
Yes, again, so that is Caviar Cartel presents the Legacy Experience. April 24th, it's going to be at Skrizzi's by Chef Mark. You can find that information on Eventbrite. Look up Caviar Cartel, or social media. You can find me at VS Legacy LV. Zakkiyyah Salaam. If you Google me, all of my information will come up. And that's how you can find me. And I hope to see you there. I'm excited about it.
All right. And if parents want to reach out to you for their children to be a part of any of your organizations, how can they reach out to you?
Same thing. Just find me on social media, ZS Legacy LV. If you DM me, I do respond to those, the ones that are appropriate.
Okay. Perry on?
I just wanted to ask, have you dabbled in gaming yet?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, Roblox was, are you familiar with Roblox? So
I've seen it, but I've never played it yet.
let me tell you, I'm not the gaming person. I can't process it. However, there was one game on Roblox called Black Hole. And basically it starts with this little hole. And as you take your hole through the city, it starts to like eat up the items and your hole gets bigger. I don't know why that was so intriguing to me, but that was the one game that I would play with my son. And it was very therapeutic. I have to say that. I just wanted to get all of the points on that. But other than that, no, that's it. That's my highlight for gaming. Even when like Nintendo and stuff came out with Mario Brothers, all of that, not my jam. I didn't care about the princess and all of the breaking bricks. That's I'm a book girl.
Okay.
I love a good book.
All right.
That's dope. That's dope. My mother has a book that she's written, just in case you're interested. It's called Blood on My Mud Cake. It's on Amazon Books. Yes,
Okay.
I'll send you the episode because she was one of our guests on our show.
Nice. Thank you. I would appreciate that.
She's one of the civil rights foot soldiers that actually marched with Dr. Martin Luther King. So it's a very interesting episode. You want to check that one out.
I do. I'm actually working on a book myself.
Okay.
So it is a spin from my podcast, which is Uncomfortable Conversations. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I believe language is a translation of our reality, right? So when we change the conversation or just really have a good understanding of the conversation, your reality can change. In saying that, Uncomfortable Conversations, the books, is coming. I'm working on it.
You heard it here
Yes.
on the
Look
Miracle
forward to
Marketing
that.
Podcast. So we want to definitely have you back to talk about that and promote that.
Would love to. You can find the podcast on YouTube. It's going to be under Zakkiyyah Salaam or UC Salaam. Yeah, UC Salaam.
Okay, I'll subscribe to the podcast today, and we appreciate it if
Yes.
you do the same. Now I know you work with the NFL here in Vegas. The Aces is huge out here right now. You doing anything with them?
I got some things that I'm lining up. Yes.
Okay, all right. We're big supporters of the Aces. We have them on the show, as well.
We all are. You
Yeah.
have to be. That's the beauty of Vegas. Again, like I said, it's so accessible.
Mhm.
You want to be a part of. It's so engaging. Even the Golden Knights. I don't play hockey, but I love them.
Yeah, yeah. We had
We have a lacrosse
Cardinal. We had
team.
Vegas Golden Pipes on the show as well. That's for
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah, we have a lacrosse team too. And I never thought I would go see a lacrosse game. I didn't even know what lacrosse was, how you played it. But I just went like maybe a week or so ago. Shout out to the Las Vegas host committee for
okay.
taking us. And it was a really dope experience. Like so amazing that I was like, I would actually come here on my own. Like it is not like any other arena game that you go and watch. It's fun. They have music playing the whole time. So like even while they're playing the game, the DJ is just going. So it's a real good time. It's a great experience if you get to check it out.
Okay. Well, thank you for being on the show. The show is about to
Absolutely.
end, so we appreciate all the info, and we will definitely have you back.
Thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to it. You guys have an amazing rest of your week. Thank you.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.